Investigators say a mystery third entity may hold key to the MH370 disappearance. Your Newswire reports. French investigators have uncovered a mysterious third entity that may hold the key to the disappearance of missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. According to officials, a number of passengers aboard the Boeing 777, including an aeronautics specialist seated directly under MH370's SATCOM module, may have had the technical knowledge about how to hack the plane's communication systems and disguise its route. I mean, this is amazing. New York Post reports the potentially explosive new developments were revealed by Ghislaine Watrelus, a French national who lost his wife and 2 teenage children on MH370, following his meeting last week with judges overseeing the Gendarmerie Air Transport GTA investigation. Watrelus said he was told the French team had found inconsistencies, quote-unquote, in the Malaysian investigation's official report and identified the presence of curious passengers whom we should continue to investigate, quote-unquote. They include the Malaysian national and aeronautics specialist seated directly under MH370 SATCOM module, who potentially have the technical knowledge to hack the plane's communication systems and disguise the plane's route. The GTA, an arm of the French military, is seeking to verify satellite and other technical data used by the Australian Transport Safety Bureau, ATSB for short, to plot the plane's journey to a remote part of the southern Indian Ocean off Western Australia, where it is believed to have crashed in 2014, killing all 239 people on board. Watrelus said investigators hope to travel to the U.S. to meet with the FBI, which examined the MH370 Captain Zahari Shah's home flight simulator, and representatives of Boeing in a bid to obtain and re-examine raw data. A similar trip planned in September 2017 was cancelled after U.S. authorities demanded the signing of confidentiality clauses to protect Boeing industry secrets, quote-unquote. Watrelus said French investigators had identified a third entity in possession of information and or data relating to the movements of the missing plane. Watrelus said, "We are a little angry and now we want to say stop. It's time the United States really cooperated on this issue. It's necessary to go there because there are 3 entities that hold important information for understanding what happened in this flight, on this flight," end quote. In addition to verifying data provided by the FBI and Boeing, investigators were seeking to establish whether the third entity sold software capable of reprogramming or even hacking the SATCOM, the antenna that communicates to the Inmarsat satellite from the aircraft. Quote, "The essential trail is the Inmarsat data. Either they were wrong or they have been hacked," Watrelus said. And he adds, "However, these satellite data are essential to better understand the trajectory of the aircraft." The identity of the third entity is unclear, but in Facebook message posted over the weekend, Watrelus refers to SITA. SITA is a company which supplies Malaysia Airlines with communications via VHF radio and Inmarsat satellites for its fleet's ACARS, that's Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting Systems, avionics. In the wake of MH370's disappearance, SITA issued a statement saying it was cooperating with authorities investigating the plane's fate. It said, quote, "The Malaysia Airlines ACARS avionics communication via the SITA network is proprietary to the airline. We are fully supporting the airline and all the relevant authorities in their ongoing investigation of flight MH370, end quote. Engineer and aviator expert Victor Ianello, who was a member of the independent group of advisors assisting the ATSB in the original search for MH370, expressed doubt the French would uncover evidence that data had been deliberately removed or hacked. Quote, "It's not clear what additional information the French investigators expect to obtain while in the U.S. Boeing has cooperated with the Annex 13 investigation team and is unlikely to provide private French investigators with data that has not already been made public," end quote. That's what he wrote in his blog. Meanwhile, the FBI is unlikely to release information on matters relating on ongoing or past investigations. Quote, "The mysterious third entity referred to by Mr. Watrellas that might be selling software capable of maliciously altering SATCOM data is also unknown, although there are a handful of companies in the US and Canada that supply hardware and software for designing, building, and testing parts of the Inmarsat network," end quote. Ianello said independent investigators trying to crack the MH370 mystery were, quote, "at an impasse," end quote. He said, quote, "Although the overwhelming consensus is that MH370 did indeed crash in the southern Indian Ocean, the considerable efforts of official and private investigators have not succeeded in locating the debris field on the seabed. The data we have, notably the satellite data, is imprecise, so additional data is needed to reconstruct the trajectory of the plane. There's always a chance that during Mr. Watrellas' visit to the U.S., some new evidence or insights will be uncovered that help us to better understand the disappearance and to find the plane. More likely, the existence of helpful new information will be found in Malaysia," end quote. France is the only country still actively investigating the fate of the plane, which vanished en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing on March 8, 2014. A 3-year, $140 million Australian taxpayer-funded search of a previously uncharted 74,000 square mile section of seabed failed to uncover any trace of the doomed jet. A second search carried out earlier this year by deep-sea exploration company Ocean Infinity, which was offered a finder's fee of up to $60 million by the Malaysian government if it found the wreckage within 90 days, also came up empty. This is on your Newswire by Sean Adeltabatabai.